Welcome to today's episode of Tech Talk in Simple Terms, where we're diving into a topic that is often overlooked: configuration management with bash-ini-parser. It's a powerful yet underappreciated library designed for parsing and manipulating INI configuration files directly in Bash. Sounds fun, right? Let's unpack what this all means and how it can streamline your workflow. So what exactly is an INI file? Well, INI files are simple, structured text files used to configure software applications. They have a straightforward format, typically consisting of sections and key value pairs. Imagine them as the recipe for your favorite dish. Each ingredient needs to be listed to create the final flavor. Now, let's talk about the bash-ini parser itself. It enables you to do things like read and write values, list sections and keys, and even manage complex values with ease. For example, it can handle spaces, quotes, and even special characters, which makes it quite versatile. Can you imagine the time you'd save by easily managing those configuration settings with such a tool? Speaking of time-saving features, one impressive aspect of the bash-ini parser is its support for arrays. This means you can store multiple values in a single key. Think of it like having a library where you can not only record one book but an entire shelf of stories under a single category. For our listeners who might be wondering how to get started, it's as simple as including the lib-ini-parser script in your project. Just source it and you're off to the races. If you wanted to create a new INI file, it might look a little like this: source./lib-ini.esh, config file equals config.ini, ini add section, config file, app, ini write, config file, app, name, my application. And there you go. You've just set up your application with a name. The podcaster in me can't help but marvel at how this can simplify programming tasks for so many developers. Let's explore a scenario. Imagine you're working on multiple projects, each with their own distinct configurations. With this library, you can easily import and export configuration values between files or even environmental variables. It's a bit like being able to move your plants from one garden to another without uprooting them. Just a quick transfer, and you're good to go. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the robustness of this library. It features extensive error handling. The detailed error messages are like having a guide that gently nudges you back on the right path when things go off course. How good does that sound? Of course, no tool is without its quirks. For instance, it supports strict validation options. This is useful in ensuring that your sections and keys adhere to naming conventions, fixing those pesky typos before they become real problems. Before we wrap up, let's touch on the security enhancements that come with this library. From input validation to file permissions, it's designed with safety in mind. As we keep our digital lives more intricate, ensuring we have secure tools is crucial. Don't you think? As we draw this engaging exploration of the bash-ini parser to a close, let's reflect on a few key takeaways. INI files are essential for application configuration. The bash-ini parser provides a simple, powerful way to manage these files from your command line. With features like array support and extensive error handling, it's built to ease your coding challenges. And let's not forget, security is a priority with this tool. If you're a developer looking to streamline your workflow with configuration files, definitely consider giving the bash-ini parser a shot. Thanks for tuning in to Tech Talk in Simple Terms. Don't forget to check out the examples provided in the documentation, and as always, keep experimenting and happy coding.